This episode of American Greed. In Chicago, Charles Martin owns a lucrative currency brokerage, but lives like a Hollywood big shot.
He dropped $1 million on private jet travel, a 2006 Bentley, Ferrari, BMW, Land Rover, hundreds of thousands of dollars at a strip club.
And when the credits roll, he and his partners stick their clients with the bill. 2005, One World Capital Group is just a dream of 40-year-old Charles Martin. Martin works in Chicago's renowned futures trading industry. As positions become scarce, Martin decides to reinvent his career in the Forex, or foreign exchange market. FA requires $250,000 in capital to start a Forex brokerage. So Martin approaches Jack Walsh, a co-worker 17 years his senior, about partnering up. Oddly, he leaves his boisterous partner Charles Martin's name out of the paperwork. They set up shop in the Chicago suburb of Winnetka. Now they just need customers.
Freedom Rocks would like to welcome you to the world of zero guesswork investing.
Mark Vincelet is the founder of Freedom Rocks, a multi-level marketing company based in Las Vegas. In 2005, Freedom Rocks purports to educate its subscribers about speculating in the Forex market. As his members grow into the thousands, Vincelet needs more brokers to handle all the trades. One World Capital seems legitimate, and Vincelet recommends it to his subscribers. According to Boyer, the influx of business puts One World on the map. Within a year, the broker amasses $34 million in customer deposits. And it's not long before Charles Martin flaunts his newfound success.
Charles would pull up every day with a different car. It'd either be the red Ferrari, the black Bentley, it would be the Denali, the Escalade. He had a fancy BMW.
And on go pretty regularly.
He would throw the girls $100, and $100 were his standard.
Yeah.
Judy handles the trades for dozens of Forex investors. In 2006, she gets a recommendation to move her clients' accounts to One World.
When you see lavish spending like that, maybe it should be a red flag, but it really wasn't. To me, it just said, oh, they're doing great.
Judy speaks with Jack Walsh about trading through One World.
He was very friendly. He was very open. I did not get the impression that he was a super expert in the Forex in particular, but I really didn't care because he had a staff to handle all that. I wound up transferring somewhere between 80 and 100 accounts, probably worth $1 million, maybe a little bit more.
Early 2007, Charles Martin and Jack Walsh are riding high on the success of their Forex trading brokerage, One World Capital. But Martin, the much more flamboyant of the two, apparently isn't satisfied with the life of a Forex trader. He uses his newfound fortune to live a movie star lifestyle.
He lives so large.
Yeah, his voicemail on his phone was Sylvester Stallone saying, Charles is not in, please leave him a message. And I thought that was very funny.
Yeah.
Charles's office was decadent. He had $25,000 desks filled with expensive wine, cognac.
In June 2007, the National Futures Association completes a routine audit of One World's records.
The NFA audit found out that he wasn't even supposed to be there because he had a felony drug conviction dating back from the 90s, and as a result was officially barred by the NFA from any official position with a futures commission merchant or a Forex dealer.
Partner Walsh deliberately kept Martin's name off the books when he registered One World with the NFA. And there's more. Mark Vincelet's Freedom Rocks subscribers account for more than half of One World's client base. When he reviews the NFA report, he learns that customer money is being siphoned for company expenses.
Two things in the audit report that were primarily troubling. The first one was that they were having a hard time accounting for customer funds. And the second one was that there was an allegation they might be mixing the customer funds with corporate funds. And both of those are an absolute no-no in the brokering world.
That day, Freedom Rock subscribers flood One World with requests to withdraw their funds. Martin does his best to stop the panic. He says the money is simply stored in offshore accounts.
Charles would always say that he had money at HSBC Hong Kong, and he had money at Credit Suisse and all these foreign banks that, that were overseas.
One World staggers along after the Freedom Rocks traders pull out, and eventually the panic subsides. As summer turns to fall, Forex account manager Judy gets a call from a fellow One World client. He says One World is late paying out his $100,000 redemption. She gets Walsh on the phone.
I called Jack and said, listen, my friend said that he's been trying to get money out. And Jack says, oh, I'm sure that's not a problem. I'll look into it. And he called me back and said, oh, no, it's not a problem. He'll have his wire tomorrow.
But the wire doesn't come. Instead, over the next few weeks, Judy's friend is met with a string of excuses.
There was always a problem. The girl who did the wires was sick that day. They lost it in the shuffle and they had to request the wire again. Whatever, on and on and on, day after day after day.
On December 6th, Judy, a Forex accounts manager and One World client, sees something she's never seen before.
On any given day when I come to my trading screen, this is the column I care about the most, and it's the one I look at first. It's the margin level. It should be uniform all the way down my screen, right around 1,000%, and that tells me that all these accounts are vested equally.
But that day, her screen looks different.
All of these blank lines here tell me that these accounts have been manipulated. They've been drained and stopped out.
It can only mean one thing.
Someone at the other end is taking the money out of these accounts right in front of my eyes.
On December 13th, 2007, the CFTC issues an injunction freezing One World's assets. They contact the FBI, and Special Agent Brent Potter is assigned to the case.
They had something well under $100,000 as far as capital on hand, but customer liabilities were approaching $20 million. So there was no way that they had enough money to repay their clients. What you could see is that money being posted by the customers for margin was essentially just being taken right out and being paid largely to Walsh in the form of wire transfers to his personal bank account.
From there, Walsh wired money to Charles Martin's account.
And from Charles Martin's account, there was spending to extremes that I've never seen before in my career.
The total damage? More than $10 million.
Charles Martin bought a Bentley,
Ferrari,
Suburban,
Land Rover,
BMW, and $280,000 on commercial airfare, in addition to the $1 million in private flight time.
Around $1 million at elite hotels,
$50,000 at toy stores,
$30,000 at an area liquor store,
over $100,000 at an electronics store.
Sets of underwear from a company called Brioni that retailed for over $250.
Martin even manages to spend $1 million at a strip club in Manhattan.
He would spend well in excess of $10,000 a night there. He would go up to a private room with some of his friends. They would have a number of strippers to themselves.
For a while, Martin and Walsh have been paying redemption requests using other clients' money.
From the moment an investor came in, their initial deposits were turned around and used to fund redemptions for existing One World clients. So their money didn't even, in some cases, sit in One World's account for the whole day after they deposited the funds.
Special Agent Potter interviews Martin in custody. Potter asks why he stole his client's money. Martin says they'd lose it anyway.
Martin was of the opinion that about 70% of Forex traders would lose all or nearly all of their funds within about 2 or 3 weeks. He just figured, I'll steal it before they have a chance to lose it, and they'll never know the difference.
Agent sees countless pieces of antique furniture, sports memorabilia, and other toys belonging to Martin and Walsh. But they're worth just a fraction of the $16 million they owe more than 1,000 investors. Judy personally loses $1 million to One World, in addition to the funds of her 312 clients.
I view Jack and Charles as two clowns, two idiots that didn't know how good they had it. And they were too greedy to just let it ride as the business that it was.